What's up, guys? It's time for another coach's vlog. Today is Saturday and it is team lift, but today is a funny team lift because we're having a costume, kind of a costume party and the best costume gets the new prototype backpack, food prep backpacks that I've been making. So this is like a side fun hobby thing that I've been creating this thing. I'll show you guys what it looks like. But I've got them made now and I'll probably make them available sometime next year. It's not like a big rush or anything, but let's check out some of the costumes. Where's my door greeter? You're not being very good door greeter right now. Wait, you're not being very good door greeter right now. You're supposed to come say hi to Dad. What are you doing? But there you are. Where's your mama? So I was here late last night and I was super hesitant. I don't know, I just didn't get a costume. So I went out late last night and Ashley was like, just go to Dollar Tree. There's a bunch of costumes there. There's like $1. And there wasn't any, so I did it at Goodwill and there's only one costume that fit me for $8, but it doesn't even fit me. It's like for a really tall guy. Look at that. Hello. Hey, how are you? I'm good, how are you? This is what I got. Look at it.
It's so big on you.
What is this? Who's this big? It's huge. Look at this. So, like, it's like someone who's 6'3" or something, 6'4". You look at Anya. Hot Anya. What are you? Are you Charlie Quinn girl?
Yeah.
Charlie Quinn. Oh, okay.
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn. Look at Coach G. Coach G. Yes. Coach G. Steve Urkel. Buff Steve Urkel.
Almost twins, right?
Pretty close.
Yeah, nice.
We got Cowboy.
What's up?
So we got a cowboy working out in boots.
Cowboy?
Got the Hulk. Neil the Hulk. He's a dorky Urkel here. And then look, I don't know. I think Steve's winning right now. Steve's fully committed. What is it again?
Oh, it's Jack Skellington.
Jack Skeleton. Steve's ahead right now. That's for sure. More costumes coming in. Cowboy and a cat. Hey.
I can go this way. That's not my good
The last side?
Yeah. Am I doing it right?
You're terrible. This one. 2 unicorns. That's so cute. Flying unicorns with wings. Lats and wings. Got a unicorn sighting. Peek around the corner. I got a unicorn sighting. Posing. I don't know how she's seeing her body right now. It's level. That's ninja status posing right there. We got a winner for the contest. Harley Quinn, you win. You're the
Sweet, this is cute.
You're the first person with that one. You gotta,
That's
yeah,
my outfit.
yeah. Phoebe.
We're 4 days out.
Wait, what?
We're 4 days out. We're not 7 days out.
You're for real?
No, I'm being serious. So he just, Boris, our Prime Minister's just announced that from Thursday onwards, we're going on a nationwide lockdown for 4 weeks.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that changes everything.
I know.
Okay, so
I've been stressing.
that's all right. I mean,
Because they delayed this talk. There was supposed to be a talk at 4. It's now 8 o'clock. And it didn't go ahead until like 7. And everyone was literally like, what the fuck is going on? Like, someone please just tell me. Yeah, so we're 4 days out instead of 7.
okay, so
Right
wait.
now,
So the show is supposedly Wednesday?
on the 5th, yeah.
Give me 30 minutes, I'll have this done, okay?
I don't want to risk coming in softer.
Yeah.
Because you've got to come in clean.
So check in tomorrow morning before as a baseline. And then
Yeah.
tomorrow morning, you're going to have 325 carbs. 2 tablespoons of almond butter. Your protein will be the same. And then we're going to have to see what you look like on Monday. Let's go for it. You know, that's an advantage to you because everyone else is probably like grinding out through their peak week. And yours is just like,
You
okay.
know what I mean? Not many people are going to be ready.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to get here in time, basically.
So you have the craziest story of any competitor ever.
Like, I just
Like,
I have the worst luck ever.
yeah,
Gonna win.
I'm not.
Like, honestly,
I'm not taking you. I'm not taking you to
I'm
any.
putting everything into this. Like, I will do anything that needs to get that win right now.
I'm not gonna go gambling with you at any casinos. We'll just say that.
It's okay. We're okay.
We'll be fine. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. This is our ritual on Saturdays after team lift and after doing Phoebe's peak week for 4 days out now. Harley Quinn and me eat at the Hoo Hut. This place is pretty good if you've never been here. What do you think?
It's always good.
I don't think it's always good. I think it's okay.
I think it's really good.
The problem is it like steams the food. It doesn't because all the vegetables. So it's like steamed meat. So I'm kind of like sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. And then I leave tomorrow again. And you can't come because of dudes.
Yeah.
Still hasn't seen the Vegas house. So it's Halloween, and we do Halloween right here. This is what it looks like. Halloween. So the deal is they could trade me a candy for a Play-Doh, or they can have a candy, or they could trade me candy for Micro Machines, or they can trade me 5 pieces of candy that they have for a ball. So we teach them to be active and not eat shit. Right? Good deal. Trade me some candy for balls. We got a, what do we call it? A barter system. And Anya wants to be here today because she likes kiddos.
I do. I love passing out candy to kids. It's my favorite holiday. I used to love doing this as a kid.
Yeah, we'll see if we get any with the COVID kids today. It's not too many out there. Not
There's
usually.
pretty big groups on my way to work.
Usually there's like, my neighborhood is like suburbia, so there's usually like it's nonstop ringing. But today's not so crazy. But oh well, I didn't buy as much this year too because of that. So let's see if we have some fun. All right, we got candy. All right, we also got balls. We have 2 balls left. You want balls or candy? All right, so candies are free. If you want a toy, you gotta trade 2 candies for a hot rod. I'm trying to get kids to eat less candy. Or 5 for a ball. 5 for a ball.
Well, I'll take the candy then.
Okay, then here you go.
I don't think how to but yeah, I'll take a soccer ball.
You want to take a soccer ball? You gotta pay the price. 5 candies.
There's 5.
Okay, 5 pieces.
Look at
You
that.
say soccer ball?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go, man. Bye, buddy. You that other kid, you have 1 ball left and you gotta have 2 pieces of Reese's in this ball. He was like, I'll take candy then. I'm like, 2 pieces of candy is worth more to you than a ball? It was like $1,000 if you gave me a ball when I was a kid. This is Dudes is an only child, so he plays with himself on the stairs. With the ball. Duders.
I'm an only child too.
The only child dudes. So now it's Sunday morning and I'm flying out to Vegas, but I don't know if I'm gonna make my flight. So it's 5:44. Originally I was supposed to fly out at 7 a.m. They moved my flight till 8 a.m. So I was like, okay, cool, it's 8 a.m. And then, so my Uber's coming in like 15 minutes, which it takes like an hour to get to the Denver airport. I fly so much, so driving to the airport every time for an hour is like the biggest pain in the ass. It's like the only airport I hate is Denver. I don't want to say I hate Denver. I hate the airport at Denver. And then they changed my flight now again back to 7:30 flying now, and it takes an hour to get there. So that means if my driver gets here at 6, I'll be there at 7, and the flight takes off at 7:30 now, not 8 like it was supposed to originally. So I don't think I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna try. But I feel like no matter what I do, even if I'm like super responsible, I'm always running to the airport. I've never missed a flight, but I think today is the day, which is gonna suck because I don't know what I'll do if that happens. We made it to Vegas. Actually, it wasn't that bad. When I got there, they said the flight was delayed even farther, but I was running to the airport. That's why I didn't record. So, wearing my Know Your Own Ability shirt from Phoebe, because we got some news from Phoebe if you saw the call. She's now 3 days out, which is crazy. It's Sunday night over there. It's Sunday over here. She's competing on Wednesday now. Yeah, it's nuts. She's supposed to be competing on Saturday, so her whole peak week changed. But what I wanted to do is show you and experience this with you guys. I am at the building, the new CPC. Got a blue car this time, not as bad as last time. I have not seen how much work they've done I can see that they already sealed up the concrete because out here there's this piece which was open. So that means the plumbing got approved and they allowed it to be sealed. So let's take a look together. There should be a lot of work done. From what we'll see, I might be disappointed. I might be super excited. All right, so far there's a lot more pipes in here. AC looks like they're getting it done. Let's see what they're doing so far in my office. They've got the walls. Wow, it's looking like my office is pretty big. I didn't realize how big it was. They've got the framing for the walls up. Looks like electrical has not gotten in here yet, which is good because I didn't want them to mess up where they're going to put the electrical. AC looks like it's ran. Oh, there's some electrical up there. All right, so they got another wall framed out for us here, which is cool. This was not framed out before. This is going to be our testing room. We're going to have like this, the Staiku in here, the 3D scanner. And then we'll have Coach's office on the other side. So we have this little doorway from the gym. So this doorway here is going to be right next to the dumbbell area. So people can just come in. Our team can come in. They can come and scan themselves. And they can do it every workout if they want. You know, it's kind of nice. Come in, get your workout in, get scanned, test yourself. You don't have to meet with us to do it. It's just make it kind of easy for everyone. This is the dumbbell area. It's actually a pretty decent sized dumbbell area. I mean, really. And that's the door I was talking about. Pretty decent sized dumbbell area. Here's the posing room. I'm pissed that they had to frame this in, to be honest, because I wanted that height to this, but they're having to put doors here for code. It's like a fire door. And it looked so cool originally when you walked in and didn't have that. So here's a posing room. They got the lights they're setting up. So they have all these lights going in, and then we're putting a track light right here. And this track light's gonna be like the posing, like the stage lights, you know? So I'm pretty stoked about it. I think it's gonna look pretty good. Now let's see the locker rooms. So they got some of it sealed up. It's weird that they would have all these pipes sealed up. You can see these are sealed up. That's new. That's sealed up. All these are sealed up. These are all sealed up. This last time I was here wasn't sealed up, but this one is not. I don't know what this is. I don't know if they're gonna be able to just seal that or what. Looks like they can't. Looks like that's stopping them. It's too tall. This metal piece is too tall. Huh. It's all cut up too. I think they're having a hard time getting this out is what's going on. Oh shit, might be a problem. They haven't told me about it yet. Yeah, they're chipping it away. They're chipping it away. That's what this is. That's what this piece is. You see all these cuts they're making in it? They're trying to chip it out. Oh shit. I bet that's gonna cost them money. I'm sure they're gonna tell me about this on Monday. That's the problem with these things. You don't see like all these little things happen you don't realize could even happen, and that ends up costing you a lot of money. But what are they gonna do? They can't see it until they get to it. Okay, so I do think we got a problem here. So I'm now in the coach's office and it looks like we got the same issue. Looks like they're trying to hammer it down so they can cement over it. So they're welding it down. That looks like it's being melted down. Yeah, they're having a problem getting this low enough, it looks like, so they can concrete over it. This whole thing, I think, this whole piece is like cemented in here. This used to be a bank, like there's like super secure bank vaults, and then it was like a radiation center. Yeah, it looks like this is this problem here. There's a problem here. They haven't told me about it yet though. Maybe it's, yeah, but this isn't cemented up, and everything else is. We'll see. They're gonna probably tell me tomorrow. I'm meeting them tomorrow. But they framed out the coach's offices. So this is the main coach office. You'll be seeing a lot of this office. We're gonna be doing a lot of like our meetings and stuff with the coaches when we go over clients and talk about client stuff and whatnot. And this is gonna be like the main office. We'll probably have like 6 coaches in this office. And it's gonna be cool because we can work all collectively together and like learn from each other and review clients. And you guys can learn too, like how we're approaching clients and what to do in certain scenarios. But it's gonna be a very like educational room. Like this room's gonna be very educational on, you're just gonna see a lot of us working with some coaches. And we got some coaches coming up that you guys are gonna be surprised about. I can tell you, well, we're bringing in 2 new ones that are super high level. Our Vegas game is gonna be stepped up quite a bit. So I'm excited for it. I'll announce that pretty soon. But yeah, so this is where we're at, I guess. We'll see what the construction meeting says tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to be good.
Yeah, we've gone from like peak week starting to peak 4 days.
Yeah. What happened? Yeah, we went from peak week to peak 4 days to peak one night. Because wait, what time is it? It's Monday, and now you're on stage in...
I'm on stage in 24 hours now.
Dude. So
I'm going to go do my cardio. I'm going to go home, tan, shave, bath, wash my hair, and then drive for 3 hours to the show.
So they cut off 72 hours. Then they cut off 48 more hours in a 24-hour period. Okay. Okay. At least we got a good story out of it.
Yeah, I think it makes it more exciting, doesn't it? It's like the race against time.
You know what, though? This works out so well for someone who doesn't have like a crazy peak week, though.
I was saying that to Phoebe yesterday. I said we're quite lucky we haven't had to do anything crazy.
Well, we're good to go then.
We're in better position now.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. All right. Well,
All right.
I'll talk to you.
Okay.
Good luck at your show tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye. We're having to melt down that metal to get it low enough to get the concrete over it for the bathrooms. It's just melting metal down. A lot of work. So we just went over a big construction meeting with everyone. Drywall's in now. So here's all the drywall. Quite a bit of drywall going through to make this place work. My office is almost wired for the most part. So when people come in, my desk will be right here. I'm gonna have a TV up on the wall so we can see people's scans and talk about them. It's big enough where I can have a couch in here and have trainer meetings in here too. I think we're getting there. They're saying it's gonna be done by the 12th. I can't see how that's gonna be, but that's what they say. So it is midnight right now. I am up late at night. I'm actually doing the floors really cool at the prep center. I need to like find the right glitter for the floor. The real reason I'm up is because I'm just doing check-ins on Instagram right now just because I'm just going to get pictures. Because they're in the UK. Obviously the shows got changed, but this is Christine. She looks awesome right now. One of the benefits of doing like a non-peak week, pretty much don't change that much the week of the show because we're not trying to do all these things like manipulate water and cut sodium and all these different things. And works really well for her, especially because she's like a natural athlete too. So we don't do anything crazy with her. We're happy. Everything's looking really, really good right now. It's crazy because you saw the video. I think she went from like 4 days out to 3 days out, and then she just called me. She's like, yeah, we have like 24 hours. I'm driving in a car now to get to the show, and it's a 3-hour drive, so I'm just going to figure it out. Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, okay, cut your vegetables the rest of the day, do 30 minutes of cardio, don't work out, and that's what we're going to do. But that's one of the benefits of not doing these crazy peak weeks is everything's predictable. You don't change that much on a daily basis. You just eat a little bit of carbs more one day, we check in, she eats a little carbs less the next day, checks in, and we just adjust day by day. And that's what I do a lot of the competitors. If they're lean enough, I try not to do like a peak week. I try to do just a day by day, okay, eat some carbs and then check in 2 days. Okay, eat some more carbs and check in again in a day, that type of thing. And then try to bring their waistline in super tight come show day. So, you know, that's what happens. You're staying lean, you're not doing all this manipulation stuff, you're not like manipulating water and sodium, all these things. Can you imagine if she was like sodium loading and then water loading and then had to like got the same phone call? It just wouldn't work, you know? So advantage us, that's not a huge advantage all the time for us. Obviously, this is pretty rare where the show changes to the next day. The reason I like it is it's super predictable. You're not going to have a dramatic difference between Monday and Saturday, and there shouldn't be. It should be predictable day by day. So yeah, she's competing now in 12 hours, so I got to be up because she's competing and checks in from UK time over there. It is 7 a.m. right now over there. So I'm waiting for Phoebe now to wake up. And then when Phoebe wakes up and does her pictures, then I can go to bed. I want her to sleep, so I don't care what time she wakes up. So I'm just going to take a shower. I'll wake up at 2 o'clock again to see if she checked in yet. And if not, I'll wake up at 3, see if she checked in, and just kind of do that. This is not super normal. You know, a lot of times Phoebe's competing in the US, and I don't have a ton of people in the UK because of that. It's really difficult to do. And if they do, I try to do it at like the same show. Like I'm having Phoebe and Christine compete at the same show. That way it's not like every weekend there's a competition in the UK, yeah? So anyway, yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Picking out glitter and waiting for check-ins to come in. So this is how we're going to reverse. So we're going to increase calories through protein first, about 25%, 30% calories. So it's going to be a lot of protein at first.
Yeah.
But if we increase calories through protein, what'll happen is your body will kind of get used to eating that many calories. and it's really hard for your body to store protein as fat. So once we increase calories through protein for a period of time, usually a couple of weeks, and then your body gets used to those calories, we'll then swap out the protein for carbohydrates, which is the second hardest macro for your body to convert as fat, stores fat. And then once your body's used to those calories, it shouldn't store fat with those carbohydrates. And then once you get used to that, we'll add protein again, get your calories up again, and then reverse it again to carbohydrates, and then start adding fats back in. So that's kind of the best like method to keep your fat gain minimized. It's just kind of weird because you're going to see like a whole bunch of protein and you're like, shit, I don't want to eat this much protein.
Yeah, there's a lot of protein.
But the other good thing about the protein is that it keeps you really full.
Yeah.
So it's temporary, but that's why we're going to do it. So.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
And then in terms of training and stuff, is there anything specific that you'd want me to work on?
Honestly, we got to reassess your legs and glutes and how big they are. Yeah. Don't be afraid to not work out. And just to give you an example too, kind of give you a couple people. Frida, for example, I told her just run. Don't do anything. Like don't do any legs at all. Just run. Yeah, because her legs are getting too thick. Ashley's the same way. Actually, one of the tricks with Ashley that we'll do with Frida probably too is that we'll do no legs until like 3 weeks out, and then we'll work the legs quite a bit to get, and it helps get the detail to be where it needs to be. It also helps with like an extra calorie burning thing, you know. For some reason, it seems that it helps a lot. At that last stage, when we add in working out the legs again, it turns on another 10% of the metabolism or something. It's crazy because like the legs aren't there, we're a little behind, and they're like, okay, let's add legs in again at the end. And then the detail comes in, like that type of thing. So it's nice to like reserve that, but your legs are at the point where we're not concerned with them anymore. Project update, guys. I'm here. Check this out. We got a lot of progress going on in the back. So, got all this electrical ran. Got the air conditioning units going in. That's going all the way through here. They fixed the flooring. Last time you saw it, there was a guy in here. You might not recognize this, but the last time you were here, you saw it. There was a guy with the blowtorch. This is the same area. So this is going to be the bathroom. We have two bathrooms. They're going to be unisex. Kind of like a little changing area. Anyway, so that's being ran. They're saying they're going to start drywalling everything on the 17th. It is the 4th right now. All right, guys, you want to see the worst part of this project? This is the worst part, paying for it. That's one of the checks I'm writing right now. And we just added $70,000 worth of work. This was the total. This is how much is left on the first one. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. And then I added, I still got some other things I gotta do, like camera, speakers, obviously the equipment move is 20 grand, and other things like that. So it's gonna end up being like a 1.1 or so, like when everything's all said and done. So yeah, it's gonna be a little while. So I do think right now I think your shoulders need a little more pop.
Where did I lose my shoulders?
I don't know.
Are you positive about that, Adam?
Well, your biceps are not bad. The stomach looks really good. It's just a little soft to be competing in like a week. So maybe like you'd be like 2 weeks out, you know?
I agree.
Yeah, not a lot, but just like 2 weeks.
Like one of those situations where maybe I could be ready in a week, but maybe not.
Yeah, 2 weeks at this point. You know, and in the legs too, just a little bit, like 2 weeks in the legs.
I got a little...
Tiny bit. But hey, you're 7 weeks out from the yo and you're 2 weeks out in conditioning. So it's just maybe not jumping any shows before that, but at least not jumping in the shows in a week.
Yeah.
But after that, it's an open game.
So just so you guys know, I was debating on competing for Olympia. And that's still not off the table because there are a few shows December 5th. I'm not sure if strategically that's a good idea. So we're gonna play it by ear. I know I'd be ready in time by December 5th. It's just, like I mentioned, I left off on a good note the last show. Perfect score. I won first. Good for my confidence. I always like to go into Olympia like with a good mindset and confidence, and you know, I came off of a win, so I don't know if I want to risk my momentum. I do want to compete. I think it's like one of those things where it's like, if I do it, it's definitely taking a risk. I want to. I like competing. I'm like so eager to get on stage. I feel like it's already been too long since I've been on stage.
Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah, and I need some excitement in my life. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. What's your take on that, Adam?
If you're ready to compete, I say go for it. The only thing I hate is that if we're competing and you are 95% when we get a third place or something, and it's like...
There's no way to make it up.
Yeah, it's
after
pretty difficult.
December 5th, that's the last shows before Olympia, so I have no chance to like redeem myself. So, we'll see.
I don't care what you do as long as you're 100%.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
that's
like,
all.
But if I'm not, and it just messes with my head. I'm very like, it gets
Yeah.
in my head, these things, so.
The price you pay mentally is just too high to not be 100%.
Yeah.
Like, we've learned that. The thing that sucks about it more than anything is that when you go at 90% and you don't get like, you don't get the placing that you want, it's that you instantly want to jump into another show too.
And I can't.
And it puts the pressure on you to do another show at that point, and we don't need that pressure right now, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, be 100%, you know, the odds are decent that you're going to do well if it's like you're 100%. And if you're at 95, then the odds are probably 60% that you're going to win it. There's no reason to do it. There's just no reason.
If it wasn't before the Olympia, the biggest show of the year, it wouldn't even be a question in my mind. I know I'll be ready by December 5th, but I just don't know. Risk versus reward.
You have a lot to lose and nothing to gain, really.
Oh, I got a lot to gain.
Well, you gained a little momentum, but you have a lot of momentum already.
It's
You
not
get
even about it
3
would be-
wins.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum's good, but I'm saying I love competing, and I guess there are things I can always fix,
Yeah.
like this new routine, and always learning about that, and, you know, trying to, ideally, you know, trying to build on the legacy, brah.
Yeah, sure.
I want to get 23. So, Coach Adam, what are we going to do from now to Olympia as far as diet and training? What is on the agenda here?
So we don't have a long ways to go. We're good. We're ahead of schedule. So the goal is always to be ahead of schedule. Right now you are 2 weeks out looking, and you have 7 weeks to go for the Olympia. So
It's a
we're
nice cushion.
way ahead, just in case something were to go awry, you know, and your body didn't respond, like we can be super, super ahead.
Yes.
The goal is obviously to be ready at least 2 weeks out.
That way we can coast into the Olympia, because the reason why we like to be ready ahead of time is so we can take that last week of prep more relaxed to reduce the inflammation. It's like haze in the bar now, just gotta maintain and chill.
Yeah, and we've realized a lot with you, like the less you work out the last week, the better it is on your physique. So the more, with another thing we've realized too is the more that she works out her glutes, the more they pop going into the show. So it's kind of like the balance of when do you stop type of thing. So what allows us that freedom is her actually being in shape way ahead of schedule. So the cool thing is we've done this for not long enough where we really know, you know, how you're gonna, what the best plan of attack is.
Yeah.
So now till then, it's just continue what you're doing. You're doing a lot of cardio right now. You're doing the Orange Theory right now,
Yes.
which the Orange Theory is great because it's fun and it gets a lot of calories burned, and she responds really well to it. The bad thing about the Orange Theory is that she uses a lot of her abs, and they do get a little bit more defined during the Orange Theory. So
Yes, and let me clarify, because a lot of people ask me about this still, about my abs and what I do for my abs, and some people might say my abs are a little too much for bikini, which they can be, which is why I don't even train them. I literally haven't trained them for years. But a side effect of Orange Theory is that we're doing exercises that, you know, kind of can get a little core in them. Not necessarily, I won't do any core exercises particularly, but I'm saying when we're doing things like rowing or even like plyometric push-ups and stuff, you do engage a little bit of the core. So the ideal thing to do would just be to not use the core as much as possible, to disengage the core as much as possible for me personally, which is why I wear a weight training belt when I lift, which I get asked that sometimes. So
yeah. So the good thing about it is it's fun and it's like brainless. You just have fun, do your cardio, get it done. And for the time being, since we have so much time, it makes a lot of sense to just do it. We have 7 weeks to go.
Yes.
You know, doing a lot of cardio every day for 7 weeks, it would suck if you didn't have some fun with it. So
Yes.
yeah, so good tip. That's a good tip for you guys too. To have fun with your cardio. If there's a way for you to do it, if there's a way for you to do it and not kind of do too much cardio, then go for it.
Yeah, like last year I was doing those 10K races for my cardio, but since the pandemic, they're not really having those races, so I found another alternative. And also, I think we should mention too that coming into the Olympia, we're probably going to train my upper body twice as much as the lower body. And we're going to hold off on working the lower body hard until the last, because it burns calories. But we don't want to get too bottom heavy because I can get too much hamstring up in here.
I think we're 4 weeks away from our next leg workout. Yeah, because your hamstrings are really developed. Your quads can get juicy. The glutes are where they need to be, so we could just keep pumping the glutes just to keep them. But everything else, I think we just chill on and really work the shoulders. The lagging area right now is shoulders. That's the focus.
Shoulders are so stubborn. They were popping earlier. They deflated a little bit, but
yeah, that is surprising, right? And it tells you like the shoulder growth was kind of, I would say, called new muscle, where it got really developed, over the last year. And then if you just take a little bit of time away, sometimes that new muscle leaves a little faster than we'd like it to, without the same type of approach to it. So it shows us, hey, if we got to train shoulders 3 times a week going into the Olympia, then we got to train shoulders 3 times a week on Olympia, whatever.
Yes.
So
probably, just so you guys can keep up here, cardio probably like 6 days a week. Training the shoulders at least 3 times a week, upper body a few times a week, bicep, tricep, a little bit of upper back, and we're going to hold off on training legs till the last month. Yeah, till the last month. Unless you decide to do a show, and in that scenario, we'll probably do like 3 workouts 10 days out. We'll probably do 10 days out, 8 days out, 6 days out, and then stop. And just to get that extra pop, because it does work for you, which is weird that it works for you, but it does. It burns a lot of calories.
So we'll see. That's the updates, guys. So it is 11 o'clock right now, and I've been playing with glitter for the last probably 2 hours or so. Check this out. This is different glitters, and what I'm doing is I'm creating my own flooring. I want the prep center to be like perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put glitter in epoxy and put a base color on it on the floor, and then cover the whole gym in a really thick glitter epoxy, and then put a hard coat on top of it. So it's like a 3 or 4 part system: vapor barrier, paint, glitter epoxy, and then clear coating on top of that to get it to be this way. So these are the colors I was planning on using. So originally it was just plain black. This is not plain black, it has stuff in it. Then it was red and silver, gunmetal, and blue, and that's not pure blue anymore. I have stuff that I've been playing with it, but this is what I've come up with. So what happened was these were next to each other and they mixed, and I was like, oh, what if I mix a little bit of this one, which is thicker flakes, in the blue? And then I was like, okay, what if I mix a little bit of that in the red? And I started playing with it and making all these mixes. So now I've been mixing glitter in these little bags, trying to come up with the ultimate color combo. I think that I finally got the color combo right, what I want. And so the guy who's doing the flooring is going to hate me, but whatever, it is what it is. It's going to be cool for his resume too. I think this is it. It's blue, which is very close to our team color blue, with about 20% of this silver here. So it's not too much silver. So this is the silver, the glitter we're using. So it's this really small, fine glitter. It's a really thin, really little glitter. And then I'm mixing in 20% of this glitter that's a little thicker, and it has like the hologram to it. So it creates a nice shine, but it's not like too much. I mean, it's a lot, but it's Vegas, I want when people to come here, I want them to see it. I want the lights to sparkle on it. I want it to be something that no one else has. It's quite expensive to do these floors, but I want it to be perfect, So that's what I've been doing for the last couple hours. What do you guys think? Tell me what your thoughts are, because by the time this video goes up, I still won't have the flooring done. But what do you think? It's a crazy idea? So now we have red equipment. So we have blue with silver floor, red equipment. It's possible that we go black with silver floor in the same ratio, which black looks really good too. But I think that the blue, like just committing to the team color, the blue, it would pop. And actually, now that I said that, I got an idea of mixing red and blue, maybe a little bit of red. I'm going to see how that looks too. Update. Blue and red. I don't like it so much. Blue and silver. Pops quite a bit. And then here's the black and silver. I like that one a lot too. It's either black or silver and blue and silver. But man, I'm glad I mixed these up. That's a big difference of black by itself. Going back and forth with it, not sure. What do you guys think? Black and silver or blue and silver? You can't go wrong either way, really. Hey guys, we are at the Olympia photo shoot today for the Olympia wear. Here with Ashley, it's really cool. Jennifer Dory's here, Janet's here, Mark Anthony's here, Dan Solomon's here, so it's really cool. But they are showing the Olympia Expo. This is where it's going to be. So it's not going to be as big as normal, but this is going to be where the Olympia Expo is. Pretty good size. It's not a massive one, obviously, because with everything going on this year. This is inside Planet Hollywood, and they're going to make it. They're going to make it pretty awesome. I'm looking at some of these Olympia clothes this year, and this stuff is pretty cool looking for the Olympia wear as well. So I'll give you guys a sneak peek at that stuff, but there's a couple jackets that I'm definitely going to be getting. They're pretty cool. So hope you guys like it. Ashley, what are you doing? It's the Olympia gear. You're not supposed to see it.
Sneak peeks. Don't tell anybody that we're showing you this. Don't tell anybody. It's special. I know you guys will keep a secret, so what I'm gonna do.
Ashley looking like Michael Jackson.
I could totally do it if it weren't for the samples.
Ashley's a new driver.
You made me. I don't want to drive.
She just
If you don't want to, I'll do it.
she just started driving, and I volunteered her for the.
I know. I just now passed.
I'm like, it's just a $200,000 Lambo. No big deal. What up, Mark? How you doing, brother? How you doing? You look good in that red jacket, man. Looking like Michael Jackson.
Right side, red side.
Exactly. Hey, JD, how are you? So we're at the Olympia wear shoot right now. All the girls are kind of doing walk-ins to Planet Hollywood. It's pretty cool to see with the new apparel. So you got Jennifer, Janet, Ashley in there filming. Everyone's out here with cameras and stuff too. So it's like, who are these girls? It's kind of funny. Then I'm gonna head to check-ins actually, because we have some competitors competing in Vegas. So it'll be kind of a fun day. A lot going on today. But yeah, this is what's going on the first half of the day.
I feel like such an Instagram model. Do an Instagram model thing. You know what was funny? I was telling them, I was like, it feels like I'm actually like walking in the line of bikini. I'm like, walking back later.
Yeah.
I have.
It's just a preview. Just a preview of what's. Just a preview of first call out preview right here. Ashley's changing clothes, but she's not in any shots yet. She's changed her outfit twice, but her hair's too hard to get through the hole, so she's sad. You chose this life, Ashley. You chose this.
Tough. It's tough out here, man. I take your shirt off, take it off, take it on, take it off, put it on. I worded that so wrong.
Leave it off.
Oh, the wind guy's here.
I'm the wind machine.
When you know you made it, you know.
When you know you
Get a winner.
you know you made it when you got your own wind guy. No one wants to be in the jersey.
I don't think they wanted to cover up these abs. That's why.
Abs are looking abolitious today.
They did, so they saw the abs. They're like, we don't want to cover this. Put you in a crop top. I wonder how many people are gonna watch this and think I'm actually serious. Probably a sad amount.
Well,
That's my humor.
you know what I want to hear from your people what they think of biker shorts.
I love biker shorts.
I don't know,
Like,
man.
Look at this.
I don't know.
Hold up.
I'm just not a huge fan of biker shorts. I mean, if you're on a bike, that's the only time it makes sense.
Adam, what did you think of today's shoot?
Oh, that was cool. I really like the Olympia stuff, the Olympia gear. You know what? The whole shoot, all I was thinking is, man, I gotta buy one of those jackets. So this Olympia shoot is a net loss for me because I'm sure those jackets are about $100. So I'm losing money to be there all day.
Oh man, well, if Adam was only part of the shoot, man, they should have put him in there. That's what I'm saying.
I was like debating on just grabbing one of them jackets.
Right? I wanted to have you in the shoot. I was like, can we just use you as the chauffeur or something?
Something other in the background in a jacket. Whatever I gotta do to get a jacket, bro.
How was my driving though? I just want to know, how was my driving on the car.
I think it was pretty good.
I was surprised.
You know what? I was a little worried when they started making you reverse so much. I was like, this is a pretty nice car for Ashley to be reversing right next to Paul.
Was it a nice car? Was it? I don't know.
You don't even... The thing about Ashley... So Ashley is not a...
Materialistic
person. That's what I mean. Like, she could be driving a $400,000 car, and if it's white, she wouldn't care. But if it was green and it was a $10,000 car, she'd be like, oh my gosh, I drove a green car.
Yeah!
So, quick update at CPC. They got some stuff done today. Check this out. Haven't been here in a couple days. But here's our bathrooms. Here. This wall is supposed to be gone already, but they insulated it for some reason. But bathrooms are here. This is the utility closet. I'm not sure why they made it so big. Could have had more bathroom space, I think, than having such a big utility closet, but oh well, it's done. Pretty happy to see all this. And then the main coach's office, you can hear, if you can hear the echo out here, when I walk into the coach's office, which is right now, maybe you can hear that the echo is different. We have it extra insulated. That way we have no echoes when we do our recording of the videos, and it sounds a little clearer in here. And we have all insulated up. We got drywall happening on the 15th, which is, so we have about 30 days before all the drywall finishes applied. It's pretty close. So I hate leaving. I gotta leave now. But I hate leaving. But we have a show in Colorado I'm gonna get to. And then I'll be there, work there for a week, come back here and get it going. You guys, I'm here with Tony. If you guys know Tony, he's the one that did the signs for Ashley for her medals that say Ashley K Fit, and has 3 Olympia medals if you've seen them. But he is going to be making a sign for the contest prep center. So we're at his shop now, and this is one of his things before it's powder coated. So it'll pop a lot more when it's powder coated, but you can see it. Big fist, smash iron. He's going to do something for the prep center. So follow this dude.
Made by Tony Perez.
Made by Tony Perez on Instagram. And he makes a lot of cool stuff. So if you own a gym or whatever, and you want a cool sign or a business, that's his stuff. This is this big fitness guy, big Raider guy, does a lot of stuff for the Raiders too. Anyway, he's got some ideas. We'll see what he comes up with. This is exciting day. So it's late on Friday night again, and I'm at the prep center. No one understands what I want, what I'm trying to accomplish with my flooring here. I didn't think it was as crazy as it sounds, but I guess it hasn't been done. So I'm coming up with my own solutions. And this is what I'm doing right now. So it's glitter and urethane mixed together. I guess that people do it for like desks and stuff, and I thought you could just do it on a floor, but I guess it's different type of flooring stuff. So I'm doing my own experiment here, but this is what I want. This is the black. That's the black with silver. The black actually looks a lot better than I thought it did when it was on the ground. And I'm making a blue right now mix, so we'll see how it goes. I guess when you're so particular about things, ends up being a little bit of a problem. You don't really expect it to be. I was just like, yeah, just do glitter all over the whole floor. They said it was probably like 50 pounds of glitter. So we'll see how it works out. So I figured it out. It wasn't that complicated. I think it'll work on a floor too. I think it just needs another coating on top of the glitter for the floor for it to be like secure. But take a look at this. I think we figured out a color too. So there's some black with sparkles in it, but check this out. Boom. Blue. This blue has some sparkles in it, but I don't think it needs it. I think the blue is sparkly enough. What I decided is I'm going to do this whole part of the office, or this whole dumbbell area is going to be just rubber, because we need it to be rubber anyway. And the rest of the gym will be blue. The posing room will be blue. And then the walls can be like black and white, and the blue can be the color. The equipment's going to be red, as it is right now. And so it doesn't look like, it also looks different than every other gym too, which I think is really cool. The problem is a lot of people have black with red equipment. So now we have blue with red equipment. No one has that. So blue with red equipment with white and black walls. I think we got a good little color scheme here. So, when you see the lights in the building too, I think it's going to be like extra pop. So I'm very, very excited about it now. We are at the Steve Car Classic in Nevada. Hey. Look at this beauty. Looking awesome. I'm ready. Everyone's here. Frida's here. Hallie's here. But it's sold out, so I don't know if I can get in. Frida's going to flirt her way in for me, she said. Hello, how are you? Good. Hello.
Use your camera.
I know. Well, I got to vlog because everyone wants to see Frida. Coach Frida's killing it.
Don't fall. No fall. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Does your shoulder up a little bit?
All right.
Two good tie-ins too.
Mm-hmm.
So we were at the show for a little while. Unfortunately, they were out of backstage passes for coaches, and they were also out of tickets they had limited occupancy. So I should have got my ticket earlier, I guess. But I wasn't sure what show I'd be at. The show at the Rocky was originally, I was told it was going to be moved to Sunday. So I'm supposed to be I'm flying out in a little bit from Vegas to be at that show tomorrow. So I was going to be at the Vegas show on Saturday, and then that show tomorrow. And actually that show stayed on Saturday. So now how it worked out was I was at the Vegas show for just 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. Had to stay in the lobby, and then they wouldn't allow me to stay in the lobby, which is not, that's not a respect thing or anything like that. It's just they're trying to keep their show afloat. They're trying to keep it open. And unfortunately, there's just not enough tickets to be sold right now because of the whole shutdown and whatnot. So they're apologetic. They're like, we're sorry. We don't want to make you leave. We want you to be here. But they let me stay for a while. I got to meet a lot of competitors. It was really cool seeing the athletes and stuff. I took a lot of pictures and whatnot with people, which was fun. And that's always like a cool thing to see people and whatnot. But we got people competing kind of all over right now. Let's see here. So Russ where'd he go? Russ is competing. He's competing right now. She's competing right now. That's Jamie. That's Frida's client. Yalunin from China. We have Melanie who's competing. She trains with Tori. She's awesome. We've prepped together many times before. G's competing today. Gabe's competing. He won his class. He's one of the elite coaches. Eric is competing at the Rocky. Now, I don't know, I'll give you guys a little hint, but there's a reason I'm hanging out with Mark a lot lately. That's all you get for now. You got people competing all over, and then she's getting ready for Universe, Michelle. All right, so people are competing all over. It's really cool today. Cool day. I wish I could be everywhere, but I just can't be everywhere all the time, especially when we're building this new gym, which is kind of unfortunate. But we have people, I think, competing today, just today alone. I think we have people competing in at least 5 states. Would be impossible anyway, but yeah, fun day. I'm flying out now. I'm at my Vegas gym right now. I work out here a lot. If you guys ever see me at this gym, EOS, I think it's on Picos. Come up, say hi. I don't mind. But yeah, I'm gonna get my workout in. It's 3 o'clock right now. I gotta get out of here by 4. I gotta get to the airport by 5, so I gotta return this rental car. And then the next vlog, I think the next vlog is you're gonna see me moving and be the final team lift of the contest prep center in Denver, which is a sad day, but it's a happy day too. Denver's been a little bit difficult to continue doing business out there. So I'm happy and excited to be out of there. It just sucks because we have so many memories, 10 years of being a coach in Denver, So that's gonna be a sad day. But it's for the best. It's for the best. The team can still come out to Vegas. All of them are already saying, oh, I'll come out a couple times a year, 3 times a year, whatever. So they're going to compete. From the Denver people are going to compete in Vegas too. So it's a good place to move because they can at least get a weekend where they're having fun. It's a good excuse to get to Vegas, and everyone kind of looks for that. So that's what I'm finding so far. And a lot of our California athletes and Arizona athletes are stoked that we're coming. So it kind of works out for everyone. It's like the best central location, I think, for our team. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I truly appreciate it. I'm going to keep shooting these vlogs as long as you guys want them. It sounds like I keep hearing about you guys like them, so I'm just going to keep shooting them, and I'm having fun. It's kind of like a diary of my life, I don't let my Instagram be too much about me, so this is kind of like a diary. I don't know. I suggest everyone does it, because one day you're going to look back at this. Hopefully you all live till you're 80 years old. You can look back at this in your YouTubes and whatnot and see what you were doing back then. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys.